What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mr. Albert Lopez channel. My name's Albert Lopez, and yeah, you're back on the channel. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, first of all, I want to let you know that we are, excuse me, you probably noticed that didn't get cut out. We are on hashtag no edits. We're back on that no edit game. I really enjoyed going no edit, and I figured out how much I enjoyed it because I started doing a podcast, and I go live on Instagram, which then ends up being on IGTV, and my podcast is live. It's recorded live on Instagram. And then from there, of course, that same audio goes up onto the podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all the other ones, Google Podcast, whatever. And it was so, I was able, not that anybody comes on the live. I think I have maybe like 1 or 3 people that come out, and they're probably like my daughter, my son, my wife, maybe my dad will come on there, and a couple friends that have come on. And it's really cool to be able to kind of, before I actually get on the podcast officially, I'll kind of do casual talk and see if anybody comes in. When my son comes in, we check the audio. Friends have came in, kind of check in with them. That kind of warms me up a little bit before I actually get into the subject. And then I press record. We start recording the official podcast. I stop recording after I'm done, and then I kind of go check in to see if anybody's there, and we get to say hello. So I've been able to say hello to a few friends that I haven't talked to in a while, and that to me is super cool. But probably the biggest thing that I enjoyed was the fact that it's live. Now, that means I got to deal with like concentrating, making sure that I say the right things. There's no, okay, let me do that again. You really get the real me. So it's super cool to connect with my friends because it's the same dude that they see in real life. And folks that have never met me no more, I feel that I'm delivering the real person that I am. They're just a genuine kind of person. Not that editing means that anyone is fake or anyone's pretending or anyone's acting. Unless that's what you're supposed to do, but that's cool. But in this case, I just felt like I was connecting more with the people that do watch any of my videos or listening to any of my podcasts. And I didn't realize that so much till I did the podcast live. I think I'm on episode 6 or episode 7. And being live really felt good. And I'm about that real kind of just organic feel. If something feels good, do it more. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If you have to question it, if you have to get advice about it, chances are you shouldn't be doing it. And then that's just me. But if it feels real good, you don't ask people. If you're about to have your favorite thing, your favorite food, your favorite drink, your favorite something, you don't ask advice from like, should I eat this? Like, you love it. So, that's why I feel about if you're in the groove, if you're in something that you're 100% into and you love, just do it. Just go at it. But if it's something that's kind of like you're getting too many questions, you're asking too much advice, you're asking yourself too many questions, then it's something that maybe you should consider not doing. Anyways, this felt like going live felt like that. It felt right. It felt cool to go live. It felt really nice to just be able to challenge myself and make sure you stay concentrated and also not break your pattern and not break the subject. Stay relevant. Don't go off on a tangent, which I have a bad habit of doing. I think I've already maybe done it once or twice just in this video alone. So yeah, I wanted to come and do a YouTube video and maybe give it a shot and see if it feels right to go live right here. It already feels cool because, like I said, it was just a extension of what I was doing on the podcast. So we're going to talk about today a subject that I actually talked about on the podcast, I believe, like 4 episodes ago. If you want to go check that out, it's the same thing, Mr. Albert Lopez, and you can check it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that. Or go follow me on Instagram and check it out live as it happens. And then also all my links are in my bio, in my Linktree bio. You can find links to the podcast and the YouTube channels and all that good stuff. But today, we'll be talking about a subject that I recently talked about on the podcast, which was everyone is an influencer. And a lot of the subjects that I get like I said, this is episode 1. I'm still kind of getting used to what I'm doing, whether I'm going to need more notes or whatever. Anyways, we'll keep it going here. The subject was everyone is an influencer. And a lot of these titles, that's what I was going at. That's what I was thinking about. Like, should I say the whole idea on how I get these topics is when I started the podcast, I wrote like 5 titles and said, okay, these 5 titles is what I'm going to do for the first 5 shows. And I'm yet to touch on those titles because something always happens throughout the day that triggers something that says, that's a good topic. That's something that we could talk about. That's something that's really, that touched me. That's something that made me think of a story that happened to me 10 years ago that I could share. Maybe my kids will watch this video when they're 30 or 40 or 50 and they'll be able to relate to it. It'll be relatable to them. Or somebody out there is currently going through it and maybe doing a shift in their life and they can relate to something that I went through or they're currently going through or they may have gone through it too, and we kind of like, we connect. So it's been, I think, like I said, it's episode 7 or episode 8 or something like that, and I'm yet to touch those first 5 titles that I had brainstormed at the beginning because something is always happening. And that's what happened in this title, which is Everyone is an Influencer. And I'll tell you the story. Am I getting too loud? Sorry, let me check something real quick. Okay, this is Rough Draft. This is episode 1. I don't know if I was getting too loud for down the way. I didn't close the door. This door leads to this door, so you and me occasionally may see somebody walk behind me. They'll wave. I'll encourage them to wave, but you are going to get some pauses throughout the video sometimes because maybe they don't know I'm recording and they call me, or I'm being too loud or they're being too loud. We'll just keep it going. Like I said, that's the beauty of the live. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my home. So anyways, we're going back to what we were talking about. These subjects just going to come out naturally. And that's exactly what happened with this one. We take our dogs out for a walk every single day. We take about a 10-minute drive, 5-minute drive. We got a beautiful park really close to the house, and we take them for a walk every day. We drive there, and we hop off, and then we go through this little windy road to get to where we like to park, and then we hop off and we do our walk. As I was going through the windy road, I scoped out this guy. He was off to the side, and I immediately connected with him. I immediately found relatability to him. And at the moment, I didn't think about it. At the moment, the whole story that I'm about to tell you happened in a matter of a minute, maybe less, maybe 30 seconds. But I'm going to kind of go play by play so you understand how this all works and how this all affected me and how we could affect other people. So we're going slow. We go through this area where there's a lot of kids, a lot of dogs, a lot of families. So you gotta creep. You gotta go slow. You gotta be careful. So we're rolling through the park and we're going slow. And I see this guy and I immediately connect with him. And then I thought later on, I go, why did I connect with that guy? I immediately connected with him because he had a cool baseball hat and cool shoes. And I saw that they matched. You know, it had little accessories. The logo on the hat matched the accent colors of his shoes. I dig that. I'm into it. I did one of these with that guy. I kind of gave him knuckles, like, hey, that's a dope hat. Hey, those are cool sneakers. I like what you're doing there. And I just kind of check out, the team and the colors. And at that point, I was kind of like, okay, let's see how he worked that outfit. I was like, okay, I like his shirt. Like, that's cool. But the main thing that really caught me is the fact that he had cool sneakers and a cool hat. And it looked legit. That's where we connected. Second thing that happened, we're rolling and kind of watch him, and I see him look, starts digging into his pocket, starts doing one of these. Gets into his pocket and he takes something out and he starts doing this. I was like, I wonder what he's doing. Now at this point he has my attention. Because of the hat and the shoes, he got my attention. Now I'm watching. And he starts unrolling something. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's kind of set something up, just setting something up for the walk or whatever. But in reality, what he was doing is he was unrolling a bag about this big. About this wide, this big. Then he opens it, does one of these, blows into it, kind of does one of these, puts his hand in the bag. Anybody who takes their dogs out for a walk and occasionally they have a little hiccup or you take them to go relieve themselves, you know where I'm going with this. He puts his hand in the bag he squats and he digs into the grass with his glove over his hand. That's right. He was picking up some poop. He was picking up his dog poop. Then after that, I see this little dog kind of creep up behind him and kind of like, thank you, running around. I didn't know you wanted it. And he does the reverse, the very popular reverse thing. Then he puts it in a knot. He walks over to the trash can. Boom, dumps it in the trash can. I was like, wow. Not because he picked up behind his dog. You're supposed to pick up behind your dog, and there's signs everywhere that says that, and you should just do it. Anything. It's the right thing to do. You got to pick up behind your dog. You don't just leave it there. Yes, it's organic, but it doesn't matter. Nobody wants to. You want to be the reason why someone doesn't step on that poop. And the fact that it's from your dog, it's even more of a reason why you shouldn't want somebody to step on it. Anyways, not the point of the story. What that did to me that moment, it made me feel just this much more okay with doing something that I don't like doing. I don't like picking up my dog's poop. I really don't. I think it's embarrassing. I think it's a little bit yucky, a little bit gross. The fact that you feel the warmthness through the bag and only like this, I don't know, what is it, 0.12 or something millimeter of plastic is between both of you. And the fact that you have to, and everybody knows, I see you with the bag over your hand, you know what you're doing. And it just, for some reason or another, inside, it just doesn't feel, I don't like doing it. I really don't like it. She knows she's not supposed to go poop while we're out for a walk. It's just to wait till we come back to the den. But I understand when you gotta go, you gotta go. Sometimes it's just instinctual. She wants to mark a territory. She feels that the pack needs to mark something. I get it. But there's also times maybe where, you know what, I didn't have to go at the house before we left. Or you surprised me. I didn't think we were leaving a little earlier. I usually go a little later. So I get it. So she doesn't do it all the time. We don't go for a walk specifically to go poop. We go for a walk to go for a walk. You can go poop before we leave, or we come back. But I'm prepared in case it happens. Now, this talk isn't about disliking or liking to picking up poop. The thing is that guy, whom I thought was cool, because he was wearing a cool hat and cool shoes, made picking up poop a little bit more cool, a little bit more okay for me. So the dislike needle went from I really dislike it, I kind of dislike it, it's okay, I'm fine with it. It went from really bad, and it went up a little bit. I should say it went down a little bit. I was like, if that cool guy could do it, what makes him cool? The fact that we connected, the fact that he had a cool hat on and he had super cool shoes on. I connected with, I felt he was one of my tribe. I felt he was one of me, one of my group, because we had that relatability. And he influenced me to feel okay, to feel that it was a little bit cool to pick up my dog poop. So I got thinking, I was like, that guy influenced me. So much so that I did a podcast about him, and now I'm even doing a YouTube video about him. He doesn't know. No one will know his name. I don't know his name. I'll probably never see him again. Maybe I will. I don't know. If I kind of, he's always wearing these super cool shoes and super cool hats. Maybe I'll even approach him one day. That would be cool too, though, to tell him, hey, by the way, there's a podcast I made about you in a video about how you affected me. I probably even congratulate him because he's doing something good. He's doing something good with his power, influence. But what it made me start thinking is, that guy is not I would assume, I could be totally wrong, but that guy wasn't doing that in order to be a influencer. That guy wasn't picking up behind his dog because he was making a video on how to do it and how it's the right thing to do. He was doing it because it was just something that he knows he should do. My dog did his thing. I got to pick it up, and then I'll continue with whatever level we are at in the walk. We're finishing up. We're going home. We just got here. I don't know. So it made me realize that everybody has the potential or is an influencer. Whether it's for your kids, whether it's your neighbor, people are watching when you don't know that they're watching. It's obvious they're watching when they're watching. But there's also times when people are watching and you don't know that they're watching. Every house that I've seen has windows in the front. Most of those windows, if not all the windows, have some sort of a covering. Curtain, tint, blinds, trees, whatever. But that doesn't mean that no one's inside doing this. All right, your neighbors could be watching when you don't know that they're watching. If they're outside doing this, watering the yard, and you come out and you kind of say, what's up, or you're washing your car, or you're chilling outside doing the same thing, it's obvious. That's the obvious part. Yes, someone's watching. I know someone's watching. But there's also times when this factor comes in, when they're peeping while you don't know that they're watching. Now, that also happens when you go to the store. I got to thinking, okay, what about when you go to the store? A good example, I thought. You take your groceries out of the cart, you put them in your car. Now the question comes in, what do you do with the cart? Do you carefully put it in between your car and the next car and lift the front wheels up and put it onto the island and leave it there, and then let the cart runner pick it up, or let the guy who has to park, or the gal who has to park into that parking stall after you leave, have to strategically make sure he doesn't tap it or hit it? Or are you the person that actually takes it back to the cart corral, takes advantage of the extra calories you're going to burn, the extra stretch, the extra chance that you get to kind of wave to somebody, and put it back into the cart corral? Okay, let's see, someone's watching. In both instances, someone's watching you. Maybe it's a, 16, 17-year-old kid. He connects to you because he thinks your beard is super cool, or he thinks your haircut is super cool, or he thinks your t-shirt is super cool. Maybe he sees that you have the same phone he does. Now he connects with you. He's like, oh, I want to be like that guy. That's me when I grow up. He has a cool car. That's me when I grow up because we have the same phone. I like that dude because I heard him play the song in his car. So he connects with you. He connects with you because he feels that, he has this badass truck. I'm gonna be like him when I start driving. That's my car. I'm gonna get that car when I grow up. So now there's a connection between that young man and you. Now, if you put the cart in between both cars and you kind of just leave it stranded, that could influence that young man to think it's okay to leave the carts everywhere. Same scenario, different story. You pull that car out, you shut your trunk, you pull that car out, you with a lot of energy and a good step and nice, shoulders back, you're feeling good, you're thinking good. You go and take that car back all the way to the corral, you put it in, you do a little walk back, you get in your car. That guy's watching, that kid's watching, he's thinking the same thing. He's thinking, man, that's my car, we have the same phone, I like his hat, maybe you like the same team, and you're wearing that same sports team hat. And that's how he connects with you. Now, in a couple years when he's driving, and his mom or dad send him to the store to go get milk or go get juice or bread or whatever, he might be influenced to put the cart back. Now, that's a story. That's something that could happen. It also could happen with road rage. It's also, a connection that you see somebody get a little extra upset. You could be influencing the guy who's new at driving. Maybe he's 30 and he just got his license, but he sees how you gesture to the person next to you because they're going too slow. He sees how cool you look when you drive away all fast, But despite it being a minivan, but you still make it burn out, and you really look so tough. And he thinks, whoa, next time I get somebody to go slow like that, it's okay for me to behave that way. It's okay for me to gesture to that senior guy who's driving a little slower, that young kid who's barely learning how to drive. I'm gonna tell him a few words. Oh, okay. This thing just kind of did a little hiccup here. I don't know. It's still going, but it did something. Huh. Okay. Again, we're learning here. We're working on this thing. My camera just did some little hiccup here. I don't know what it did to the file, but anyways, we're still gonna go. So you could influence somebody there. So I thought, that's where you really got to pay attention. You got to raise your awareness and be aware of what it is that you're doing all the time. No, I'm not saying, let's go back to the cart thing. What about if you're in a hurry? What about if you really got to go? What about if you got your little kid in the car who's really upset and you really got to get him to the house because you don't want him to do his thing out here, be all upset. And I'm talking upset, he's months old, not upset 9-year-old, whatever. But I'm talking like an upset, newborn. And you just got to go, I don't got time to take the cart over there. It's like, I'm not going to ditch my baby in the car seat to go take this car over there. I have to leave it here. Now, I know there's instances where you got someone, not feeling so excellent at the house, and you bought them chicken soup at the store, and you just want to put the hurry upness and go home. I get it. There's circumstances. But let's say out of 100 times that you go to the supermarket, 1, 2, 3 of those times you don't take the cart back. You leave it there and you think, okay, I'm creating a job. I'm keeping the guy who does the cart runs busy. Boom. But all the 98, 90, 97, 99 other times you go to the store, you run it back to the corral. Chances are that when someone's watching when you don't think they're watching, it's going to be those 98, 97 times and not that one time where you did it. And if it is, you'll make up for it in the 98 other times that you did take the cart back. So always try to be aware and always try to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is the right thing. And it could be so minimal. It could be so simple as just walking nice and straight. Wow, look at that guy's posture. Wow, look at that lady's posture. They're watching when you don't think that they're watching. Whenever you think no one's watching, that's when someone's watching. And when they're watching, they're probably not really watching. They're looking. I don't know if there's a difference, but you know what I mean. When they're watching, it's like, okay, yeah, that lady's looking at me. I glanced over and I noticed that lady's looking at me. Cool. But it's what you're doing when you think no people are watching. That's, I believe, when you need to really do the best that you possibly can in hopes. Not necessarily in hopes that you do inspire them to do something good. Now, they might not pick it up, they might not watch it, but that's not your deal. Your deal is I'm always trying to do the best that I can because I know that I'm an influencer and I know that someone's watching, maybe not this time, but some of the time someone's going to be watching and you could influence them to continue the compounding of doing the right thing, of being nice. Not complaining in line. Maybe the kid next to you or the adult next to you is watching and he notices that, man, I would have got so upset if that would have been me. But I see this lady just totally be cool. Matter of fact, she even smiled. She's like, okay, I'm cool. I'll get to what I need to get to. I've been so productive the rest of the day that if I have to spend a little more time in line, whatever, let's just go. Everything's good. Everything's good. And some people kind of, and I'm saying you dissipate that vibe just by the way you stand, just kind of how you smile and you're cool. I'm on the other line, I'm on the other register line, whatever, and I'm looking over, I'm thinking, man, I would have been so upset. But this lady carried herself so cool. How can I find relatability with this lady? Maybe she reminds me of one of my favorite aunts, maybe my grandparent. Maybe it reminds me of, she kind of looks, she has the same shoes as my wife. She has the same purse as my wife. She kind of has the same hairstyle as my wife. I find connectivity through her. Maybe she has a cool hat and sneakers and we connect that way. You never know how you're going to connect with someone and you never know when you could be influencing someone. So always try to do your best because you don't know when someone's watching. And I bet you anything that when you think someone's not watching, that's when someone's watching. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for hanging out with the hashtag #NoEdits. I hope it came out cool. I hope this worked out. This felt really good. I hope the message comes out right. Me stumbling over my words, me pausing, me checking doors and checking noises doesn't mess with you guys too much. Like I said, I just wanted to see how real, how authentic this comes out. And if it goes on the channel, then I guess, it means I kind of dug it. And hopefully the audio sounds good and all that good stuff too. That's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for today's video. See you guys over at the podcast if you want to check that out. See you guys over on Instagram. If you're here, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. We'll see you next time. And I'm probably going to do another no edit. And I think that's it. And probably by the next video, I'll figure out how to close out so I'm not kind of just, running around with words here as I try to close out the video. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Albert Lopez. You've been here in the Mr. Albert Lopez channel, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.